Okay, let's unpack this. Today we're doing a deep dive into Rise of Olympus, the slot game from Play and Go. Now you might hear slot game and think, well, okay. But we're looking deeper here. It's about how they've built this whole experience.
Yeah.
The story, the look, the mechanics, making it, really engaging.
Exactly. And what's fascinating is just how much thought goes into something like this. They're weaving like ancient Greek myths with really modern game design. It's much more than just hitting spin. It builds a whole world.
It really does. You feel it straight away with the theme.
Yeah.
You got the big three, right? Zeus, Poseidon, Hades. And the visuals, the sound, it's all very epic. But it feels intentional, like it's designed to pull you into this kind of mythological journey with every play.
That atmosphere is key, definitely. But the gameplay itself is where things get technically interesting. It's a 5-reel, 5-row grid, but instead of old-school pay lines, it uses a cluster pay system.
Cluster pays. So how does that work exactly?
Basically, you just need 3 or more matching symbols touching horizontally or vertically. They form a winning cluster, then they pay out. Simple as that.
Okay, got it. And that leads into the cascading reels thing, right? This is where it gets really interesting for me. The winning symbols explode, new ones drop in. What does that cascading effect actually do for the player experience compared to just, static spins?
Well, it creates this feeling of momentum. One win can trigger another and another, all from a single spin. It keeps you hooked visually and mentally, and it flows right into the Hand of God feature.
Ah, yes, the gods intervening.
Right. When you don't get a win, one of the gods hanging out beside the grid might step in. Zeus, he can just destroy 2 sets of symbols, clear space. Poseidon can add 1 or 2 wilds onto the grid. And Hades, he picks one type of symbol and transforms all instances of it into something else, often wilds. It can really turn a losing spin around.
So these individual powers add some nice unexpected twists. But then there's the Wrath of Olympus's meter.
Mm-hmm. You fill that meter by landing winning combinations with the god symbols themselves. Once it's full, you get one big super spin where all 3 gods trigger their powers, one after the other. Massive win potential there.
Wow, okay. So it builds up to this climax, and that meter, does that link to the free spins?
It's actually separate, but clearing the entire grid during the base game or the wrath feature triggers the free spins. And here, you get a choice. You pick Zeus, Poseidon, or Hades.
A choice. What does that affect?
It affects the number of initial spins you get and, crucially, the volatility of the round. Fewer spins usually means higher potential, but riskier. Plus, the god you choose determines which Hand of God feature remains active during the free spins. And the really big deal here, the win multiplier. It can climb up to 20x during free spins and doesn't reset between spins. That's where the huge payouts can happen.
But is there strategy involved even in choosing your free spins? Given all this,
Yeah.
the features, the high volatility, who is this game really for?
Good question. The RTP, the return to player, is around 96.5%. That's solid, slightly above average. But yeah, the high volatility is key. It means wins might be less frequent, but they have the potential to be much larger. So it's probably aimed more at players who enjoy that thrill, that chase, for a really big payout rather than lots of small, steady wins.
Right, the thrill seekers. And the betting range.
It's pretty wide. Starts at just 20 cents a spin, goes up to $100. So it caters to different budgets, from casual players to high rollers.
Makes sense. And technically speaking, how does it hold up?
It's built using HTML5 technology, which, sounds technical, but what it means for you is that it runs smoothly. Whether you're playing on a big desktop monitor or your phone, you get the same graphics, same performance. That seamless experience across devices is pretty important these days.
Definitely. So wrapping this up, what's the main takeaway for someone considering trying Rise of Olympus? And it seems like it's this mix of, innovative mechanics like the clusters and cascades, combined with these really thematic god powers and bonus rounds that feed into that whole mythology vibe. It sounds like a pretty rich slot experience.
Well, it absolutely is. It pulls you in. And maybe this raises a bigger question for us to think about. Beyond just the game itself, what does the success of something like Rise of Olympus tell us about how these ancient myths still resonate, how they keep inspiring entertainment, and how these digital worlds are crafted really meticulously to tap into that deeper desire we have for power, for potential, for a compelling story?
That's a great thought to end on, how mythology finds new life in these digital spaces.